Okay. Good evening. Today is Monday, May 24th, 2021. It is 5:02 p.m. My name is Michael Margolis. I'm the chair of the West Hartford Historic District Commission, and I am calling this virtual meeting and public hearing into order. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's virtual special meeting and public hearing. The legal notice for the public hearing and the agenda for the meeting are available on the town's website. The legal notice for the public hearing contains the specific call-in number for any member of the public who wishes to comment on any application before the commission. Because in-person attendance at public meetings is likely to increase the risk of transmission of COVID-19, this hearing is being conducted in accordance with Governor Lamont's Executive Order 7B. Commissioners and town staff are participating by WebEx, and members of the public can view the meeting live on West Hartford Community Television or on West Hartford Community Interactive Comcast Channel 5 and Frontier TV Channel 6098 or at www.whctv.org. The meeting is also being recorded for on-demand viewing, which will be available on the town's website. Because of the virtual format, there are some special rules and procedures that I need to cover before I begin. First, I ask all participants to please mute your devices when you are not speaking. If you wish to be recognized, please raise your hand and I will call on you. If you are participating via audio only or I do not call on you and the debate is ending, please unmute your phone and let me know so that I can recognize you. Second, I would like to describe how the hand-raising process will work. Unfortunately, our conference technology does not allow us to identify individual callers by name, so when the public comment portion of the meeting begins, the moderator will randomly unmute one call-in line and ask everyone to say their name at the same time. The voice that we hear will belong to the person whose line is unmuted, and that person will then be recognized by the moderator and asked to restate their name and their street address. We will repeat this process until we have muted every phone line. It is very important to say your name each time you are prompted by the moderator. If the moderator unmutes a phone line and does not hear a voice after the prompt, that phone line will be removed from the conference. If you have called in and are also streaming the meeting on YouTube or watching on TV, please silence your other device when you speak. Otherwise, there will be an echo because there is a slight delay in the TV and streaming broadcast. Third, pursuant to Governor Lamont's Executive Order 7B, all speakers must state their name and title each time they speak. Fourth, because of the difficulty in tallying voice votes on a video conference, I will require that all votes be taken by roll, and I will now call the roll. Full Commissioner Cormier, I know, is not here this evening. Full Commissioner Howard is also not present. Full Commissioner Lewis.
Present.
Full Commissioner Tarutin.
Commissioner Tarutin present. Good evening.
Thank you. Commissioner Margolis, I am also present. Commissioner Franson, I do not believe is here. Commissioner Harris, I know, is not available this evening. And Commissioner Schwartz.
Present.
Present. So we have only 4 voting commissioners this evening. I must admit, I don't know what happens if we have a 2-2 tie. I will check in with the legal department on that, but I do not anticipate that to be an issue. So, first item on our agenda is a request to waive the 90-day demolition delay for 522 New Park Avenue by Mr. William Smith of AutoZone. Mr. Smith is on with us. I do this every time we have a waiver of demolition delay. I just like to explain to the public what's happening when we do this. So the Town of West Hartford ordinance says that any building that's over 500 square feet and older than 50 years has to be delayed by 90 days before it can be demolished. And there are only three ways that 90-day demolition can be waived. One, if it's part of a special development district in town, and the planning and zoning has a public meeting. The second way is if the building is in imminent danger of collapsing, and then the building department can waive the 90-day. And the third way is if both the State Historic Preservation Office and the West Hartford Historic District Commission waive the 90-day demolition delay. And so that's what we're here to talk about. I'm going to hopefully share my screen. At least that's the plan. And I'm going to bring up for you two pictures of 522 New Park Avenue. This is basically across the street from Home Depot over by the Raymore and Flanagan Plaza. Right now, 522 New Park is a garage and automotive center. And here is an aerial view of it. It's a little bit of a, let's call it a triangular shaped building. I have a letter from the State Historic Preservation Office from Mrs. Jenny Schofield, who tells me that this property does not currently have a historic designation. So, Mr. Smith, would you just tell us a little bit about the project, please?
Sure. We're going to be taking over two properties here. We're going to have 522, which has this garage, and also 510 New Park Avenue, which is a larger building that used to have the Coastal Tool there. You probably recall. They've since closed, and they were also using the back for some type of a printing company. We're going to be buying that building, converting it to an AutoZone mega hub, we call it. And we needed this additional property at 522 New Park Ave for parking. So we're going to be demolishing that garage building and putting parking on that side, basically, and connecting the two properties.
Okay, thank you very much. Commissioners, does anyone have questions for either Mr. Smith or Mr. Bentley, who's also on with us from AutoZone? Okay, hearing no questions from commissioners. Mrs. Megan Lentz, do we have any members of the public who wish to discuss this project?
No, we don't currently have any members on the line.
Thank you very much. In that case, I would like to make a motion to waive the 90-day demolition clause for 522 New Park Avenue. Do I have a second?
Commissioner Lewis, seconded.
Thank you. Let's take a roll. Commissioner Lewis, how do you vote?
I approve the waive.
Thank you. Commissioner Tarutin?
Commissioner Tarutin, I vote to approve the waiver.
Thank you. Commissioner Schwartz?
Commissioner Schwartz, I vote to approve.
Thank you. And Commissioner Margolis, I also vote to approve. Gentlemen, your motion has passed. I will inform the building department tonight by email. And you guys, I don't know how long it takes for them to approve your demolition permit and all that, but as far as we're concerned, you're good to go. So thank you very much. You are welcome to stay on the meeting, and you're also perfectly welcome to drop off. We won't be offended either way.
Okay, Greg, we appreciate your help.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, next item on our agenda is, I'm shocked, they both left. Next item on our agenda is Certificate of Appropriateness 1564 Boulevard, submitted by homeowner Katherine Doyle for installation of a mini split air conditioner heat pump. Mrs. Doyle, welcome, and would you mind telling us about your project? you will have to unmute yourself.
Yes, thank you. Good evening. I introduced this project last month. In my application for certificate of approval was not worded well. I gave an unclear description of where the heat pump was going, and it actually went on the side of my house. There was a long discussion, and so it was refused, and I reworded my certificate of appropriateness this time to hopefully describe the position of that heat pump, which is on the side of the house. I also this time included pictures of where it would go, were it to go behind the house, because I resisted that due to a very wet area that also occluded my windows in the back of the house. And so I am now offering my application for appropriateness this time, with hopefully a more clear description.
Thank you very much. So commissioners, I guess I do want to remind you, oh, good. I believe that's Commissioner Howard who just signed in. Is that correct?
Correct. I'm sorry to be late.
Nope, that's okay. I'm glad you're here. We have just heard from Mrs. Doyle, and she has explained to us that she's reapplying because the last time the location of the heat pump was not clearly specified. This time she has included for us photographs which clearly show that the heat pump is on the side of the house. So we now have 5 commissioners, which makes me very happy. Commissioner Howard, you will be seated to vote for this as well. Commissioners, does anyone have questions for Mrs. Doyle? I'm going to, I know you all received the photographs in your email, but I think I'm going to share my screen. At least I hope I'm going to share my screen so that everyone can see. It's just easier to see the photographs. So looking from the street, this is the side of 1564 Boulevard. If we go a little bit oblique, you can see the heat pump on the side of the house. There it is from behind looking towards the street. And this is the back of the house where Mrs. Doyle says that it is not an appropriate location for the heat pump. Okay, commissioners, questions for Mrs. Doyle or comments, please?
I have, this is Commissioner Howard. I do have some questions, and it could be you already covered this. I apologize again for being late, but you're saying it cannot go in the back of the house, or there, what are the reasons for it not to be able to go in the back of the house?
It's very wet around that corner. It's an old addition that does not have a cellar base, but a cement slab base, so that water collects there during the rainy season, as it does in so many yards around here. And I actually thought that it was hazardous having a metal electric thing sitting in wetlands. Also, it covers my back windows. which are in my den.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioners, anyone else have questions for Mrs. Doyle? I'm going to share a screen again, if you all don't mind. And I'm going to go, I hope, to, this is the town of West Hartford GIS, the Geographic Information System. Just zooming a little bit in onto, this is the subject property here. And I'm going to go to the wetlands map, which is associated with this property. And I want to show you a couple of things. So this basically is the...
I'm still seeing the photos. This is Mitch.
I'm sorry, you're seeing what, Mitch?
I'm just seeing this, the other photos, photo 6 of the 7 photos that you had before.
Interesting. You're not seeing...
You just have to switch screens that you're sharing.
Okay, I was looking at a different tab on the same screen.
Megan, was that an instruction for me to switch or for Mike to switch?
Oh no, sorry, Mitch. That was Pam. That was Commissioner Howard. I just know you have to click and share which view on your screen, like which file or link that you want to share.
All right, let me stop the share and try and start it again then. Somehow my video stopped too. Let's try share. I see it. I got it now. Okay, do you?
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is the Boulevard Historic District. I'm going to zoom in a lot because I wanted to show a couple of things. I'm going to zoom in way a lot. At the corner of South Main Street and Boulevard, the elevation, this is a number of feet above sea level, is 117. And as we go down the street, actually, I'm going to go past the house and I'll show you that in the middle of Trout Brook, it's 85 feet. So we lose about 25, 27 feet of elevation as we go from South Main Street down to Trout Brook. And if I zoom in quite a bit on Mrs. Doyle's property, there's actually, interestingly, a spot elevation almost exactly where where it was proposed that the heat pump go in the first place. And that elevation is 102.5 feet. And then if you look towards the front of the yard, this thick gold brown line is 100 feet, and out at the street, it's 98. So the spot where the heat pump would go in the backyard that's a wet spot is actually 4.5 feet higher than the elevation where the sidewalk meets the street. So I'm not a wetlands engineer, nor do I pretend to be one, but I guess I have a little trouble understanding how water pools back there instead of running its course out to the street. So that's my only comment on this application. Do we have any other comments from commissioners? Megan, do we have any members of the public who are online with us tonight?
We don't.
Thank you very much. In that case, hearing no further questions or comments from commissioners or members of the public, I would like to make a motion to accept the certificate of appropriateness for 1564 Boulevard submitted by Katherine Doyle for installation of a mini split air conditioner heat pump. Do I have a second?
Commissioner Tarutin, I will second.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Howard, how do you vote?
Commissioner Howard, while I have empathy for the fact that the system is already installed, this seems to me to be the same COA as before, so I'm going to vote the same as I did before, which is to not approve.
Thank you. Commissioner Lewis.
I vote to decline.
Thank you. Commissioner Tarutin.
Commissioner Tarutin, I vote to approve.
Thank you. Commissioner Schwartz.
Commissioner Schwartz, I vote to approve.
Thank you. And Commissioner Margolis, I vote to decline. So Mrs. Doyle, I'm sorry to tell you, your application has been denied by a vote of 3-2. Next, again, I'll tell you, you are certainly welcome to resubmit it in a changed manner, and you are welcome to stay on with us or drop off as we continue our meeting. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much.
Next item of agenda is approval of minutes for the April 26th meeting. Let's see. Howard, Margolis, Tarutin, and Schwartz were here, so we have 4 commissioners. So we can vote on this. I sent you all a link to it. The meeting notes are on the town website. Do any of the commissioners have issues with the meeting notes? I do, only that my address was listed as 15 Flag Road, and it's actually 11 Flag Road, Mitch. Aside from that, I vote to make a motion to accept the meetings as published and corrected for the Monday, April 26th meeting. Do I have a second?
I second the motion.
Thank you. And Commissioner Howard, how do you vote?
Approve.
Thank you. Commissioner Tarutin?
I vote to approve.
Thank you. Margolis votes to approve as well. And Commissioner Schwartz?
I vote also to approve.
Okay, so by a vote of 4-0, the minutes are approved with the one amendment of 11 Flag Road, not 15. Commissioners' comments and concerns. Do we have anything to talk about this evening, guys? In that case, it is 5:26 p.m. and I am adjourning the meeting. Thank you all very much for your time and participating this evening.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.